Good Saturday, everyone of the RSN Podcast world, our fans, and a happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful moms out there in the world who watch our show. It's been a very interesting couple weeks. We've had slight, not really issues, but we've had previous engagements of why we haven't been providing you with information about the wrestling industry, because as we all know, we have to work to make a living in this beautiful city of New York.
Well, I mean, let me cut you off there, Big Rich, because what happened was, of course, things are up, but it's just that we haven't gone ahead and announced it or things like that. I mean, as far as I know right now, of course, we're all backed up on stuff because we're regular New Yorkers, but it's just it's hard to kind of maintain, especially with all this stuff, especially with summer, a lot of this stuff going on and everything.
Especially your situation with your job closing, so it's hard to do stuff.
Yeah, and plus I got finals too, so it's kind of hard to catch up on all this. But nonetheless, still, we have stuff on, I think, on YouTube, if anything. It's just that we haven't announced it yet. But in the next, of course, you can all find that right there on the YouTube page. But nonetheless, this is technically, we technically did I think this is a shoot then, but we didn't do it our regular day. Regular day would be like every Wednesday, every other Wednesday, or every other Wednesday or Thursday. So we're technically still bi-weekly in a sense.
Wednesday, I think you were working.
Yeah.
Thursday, I was at the Yankee game.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
It was quite interesting. There was actually a lot of wrestling fans there.
Really?
Yeah, I saw a couple WWE shirts, Ring of Honor shirts, New Japan shirts.
Damn.
No Impact shirts because no one really cares.
This was in Yankee Stadium in Bronx?
Yeah, it was in the Bronx.
Damn.
Well,
of course, Bronx got a lot of
Being the fact we skipped our intros, This is the big guy Rich. We have the mastermind Sal.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
And as everyone knows, the night that runs the site is busy catching up on the wrestling worlds, or he's either at work. I don't know.
Like I said, summer, a lot of stuff's going on. Got to catch up. Labor Day's. I think what's it?
Memorial Day is in like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, so you already know things are things are heating up in a a literal sense and in a sense.
Yeah.
But, it's kind of that's just how it is. But if anything, like I said, we're still we still have a lot of stuff coming up. Just stay tuned. And a lot more. But if you look at all the stuff that Nick has got to catch up on. By the way, you can check out all the stuff that he's catching up on.
Oh, what's that site?
One site. It's I only know it's 3 letters, PWO, right?
It's not ROH, not WWE.
ROH, not WWE, not NWO. It's got to be PW. Pro Wrestling Opinion. That's where you go for all your up-to-date, minute by minute, second by second coverage of all things wrestling. Basically AML, TNA, WWE, anything wrestling related, he's got it. And it's a whole bunch of stuff, of course, that he can get you updated on. I always bring up a classic example of Lucha Underground, watching it. By the way, Lucha Underground's coming soon, I think, in next month or something like that. So stay tuned for that. But still, all the time, in class and things like that, especially during finals, you go over there, bam, you go on the site, you have a whole review. The only thing you're seeing is pretty much just what's going on in the action, except their clothes. But everything else is there, and you get the full picture of what's going on. So kudos to him.
Yeah, just remember he's one man running this whole site.
One man show, running that specific entity of this whole Rsn Wrestling Podcast thing that we're doing right here. So, and it's all him. So you gotta think about that. That's a lot of stuff you gotta catch up on.
We gotta respect. He's a one man show running that site.
That's right. Well, speaking about a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, right? Especially, this is a good time to be a wrestling fan, right? Because it kind of brings you back to those territorial days.
Well,
What have you been hearing so far?
Anything is good to be a wrestling fan.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? I mean, well, of course, I don't think I brought this up either, but Big Man Rich runs one of the most lucrative, the most, what should I say? What's the word for it?
It's the Twitter page to follow.
That's right. That's right. I say the biggest rumor mill or the best rumor mill site, should I say, that you can find, because what happens is this guy goes in depth with it.
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
Yep.
Fuck everyone.
That's
this
right.
is the Twitter page to follow.
Right. But still, so the Twitter page is at Rsn Podcast, and your man right here, Rich, he goes ahead, has a tunnel, goes straight to Connecticut, right into Triple H's office, leaves a mess because we're from Brooklyn, and then, bam, just finds out and leaks out pretty much what goes on. It's pretty much that good. So you check that out for sure. Definitely, he's got the buzz firsthand for anyone else.
Well, there was actually one thing that I actually didn't see coming, which happened yesterday.
Really? Yes.
Happened at ROH's and New Japan's War of the Worlds.
Really?
Yeah. So that's going to be the first story that we're going to start with.
Yes, please. So what did you hear so far about that? What happened? Explain to us.
As we all know, the beloved Bullet Club is now down to one leader. The man known as Adam Cole, baby. You have to add that in, or else he gets very mad.
First time ever here. Three-time ROH champ. Right?
He was quote unquote
booted.
He was fired from the Bullet Club.
Wow. But who else? But they're not Young Bucks, right?
The man who fired him was the cleaner, Kenny Omega.
Damn.
But the Young Bucks super kicked him.
Wow. I guess that's what's set up pretty much. It's the same thing as the AJ kind of thing, right?
But they also gained a member.
Oh, really? And who's this new member?
In the words that was said last night, the Bullet Club is now vilified. Which, if I don't know, well, everyone should know who he is. The villain,
yep.
Marty Scurll, is now a member of the Bullet Club.
Right. Yeah. What are your thoughts on this, though? What do you feel about bringing in Marty Scurll? Do you think it could have been someone else? Do you feel like it could have been anyone else beside him?
I think it's perfect.
I think
it's a perfect addition to the Bullet Club.
That's right. I mean, what I like also about the Bullet Club right now is, of course, people think that they're becoming like this whole NWO stable, but it's come to a point where now it's like, you know what? If you're on the Bullet Club, you're big news. Look at Adam Cole. It was a big name before. He elevated himself as he joined the Bullet Club. AJ Styles, same thing. Was a big name all over the wrestling industry. Joined the Bullet Club. Made his name in Japan.
Bigger.
Yeah, bigger. You look at the cleaner Kenny Omega. Loyal member, stay there for life, still there. And look at him right now. He's on top of the world right now. And then, of course, you have other members. It's like,
you have the Guerrillas of Destiny.
Yep. I mean, it's kind of like this, though. I mean, do you feel like let's talk about, for example, the Frank Kazarians. Like, bringing in Frank Kazarian as a member of the Bullet Club. Anthems and just totally turns on them. Like,
I think that was the perfect work, though.
Really?
Yeah, that was the perfect work.
I feel like they
kind of all hyped up, and then boom, you turn. I think it was perfect.
I feel like, to me, it's like, if anybody follows the comic book world, if you see like DC, not DC, Marvel Comics with Captain America and all this shit, they have this whole thing last year where it was like, okay, Captain America, he revealed to everybody that he was part of Hydra. It's that same kind of thing. Like, Hydra, of course, is that opposing faction or whatever, the evil, entity there. And then Captain America just flat out says, I was with Hydra all along. That kind of thing, I feel like it's the same kind of thing. It's like, you know what? There's no point for that. It's like, they really shouldn't be doing that. I mean, for all we know, it might be that Christopher Daniels, who is now the current ROH champion, ends up being on the Bullet Club the whole time. Do you feel like that's going to happen?
I don't think so, because I think his time is winding down. Like to retire.
Really? So you feel like he's gonna retire soon?
You figure he's been in the company, not in the company. He's been in the wrestling business for over 20 years.
Right.
So, and he was taking a lot of bumps throughout his tenure in professional wrestling.
Right.
So for someone who's 40-something years old, like I give it to him, he looks phenomenal. He's in great shape. But his body is probably so broken down.
Yeah.
Because look at Jericho. He's been doing this for what, 25 years?
Yep.
Maybe even longer. That's why he signs the part-time deals, because the months that he's touring with his band, it's helping him heal up.
Yep.
Which by the way, Fozzy's on tour, so go check them out. They're a great band. Their theme song is the song Judas is the theme song for Takeover Chicago. You're welcome, Chris Jericho.
Well, we gotta say one thing though. Thank you, Chris Jericho, right?
Yeah.
Because that's when, of course, Payback. I mean, let's talk about Payback. So basically, I think he won the title. Yeah, he won the title from Owens.
Lost it on
that night,
Tuesday.
And then what happened is, on Tuesday he lost it. That following Tuesday, 2 days after. I mean, it's still. I mean, that kind of brought up that whole thing. Was okay, fine. You know what?
That was
back to the after a while.
That was a swerve. I really thought he was gonna lose at Payback.
Yeah, I thought the same. I thought there was rumors running around that he's touring with Fozzy. He's not gonna win the title. There's no chance. And then he wins, and it's like, oh, holy shit! It's like, damn, this guy finally won. He won the title now. Oh my god, that's kind of crazy. He's gonna stay. Is he gonna go? No. And then next thing, of course, Tuesday he left. I mean, but then after that, people were saying, they were what'd you call it? They were trending. Was it? Thank you, Jericho. Just like Taker, it was like, thank you, Taker. Thank you, Jericho. I mean, it's the same kind of thing. It's like, you know what? He's been there for a long time. Look at the level that he's been able to perform. He's able to perform with all the high, the very, very, the best of his industry right now. So imagine what's going to happen, next few years from now. Of course, when he's about to retire. I mean, I feel like it's the same situation with Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels, you got to understand, he's been wrestling in the Indies for almost 20 years. Jericho's been wrestling in a big company. He's been fighting in a big, big company.
He was in three big companies.
Who, Jericho?
He was in ECW, WCW, WWE.
Yeah, that's right. So, but he's been in WWE for a long time. I mean, of course, if you look at guys right now, like let's talk about, of course, Rude, Joe, and all these other people that are getting into that range now. They're into their 40s now, and they're at their peak, even after 15 years in the Indies. Think about that. That's pretty crazy. It's like, wow, you spent 15 years in the Indies, or 20 years in the Indies, and now you're getting your big break.
Joe was in ROH.
Yeah.
He was in a shithole, TNA.
Yeah.
And NXT, and now he's in the big leagues.
Yep. Do you feel like it's a matter of age doesn't matter now?
I think so. I think it's whatever.
Yeah.
As long as you have talent.
I mean, I think it's also the business too. It's not back then where it was okay. You know what? Perform day in and day out. You get concussions. Oh, just walk it off. Now it's like there's a big concern. It's like, oh my god, you got concussion. We gotta give you some time off. Where before it was like, you know what? No, walk it off. Stop being a pussy. Now it's like, oh shit, we gotta watch out. And I guess now the wrestling industry is kind of sensitive, especially WWE. Like, you feel like, what's the safest place to work right now if you're in the wrestling business right now?
Repeat the question.
What's the safest company to work in right now? The safest wrestling company to work in right now. What would be the safest wrestling company to work in?
I don't know, to be honest. Probably Impact.
Impact.
To be honest, because it seems
Why
like
Impact?
Since they did the merge of GFW, it seems like they're not taking big bumps like they used to.
Really? But still, I mean, it's like, they still have that whole thing with the, well, matter of fact, you might be right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, based on all the news and everything, the whole concussion things and everything like that, WWE kind of letting things walk off.
Well, since you're talking about safe, here's a little trivia question for you.
Yeah.
Who's the safest wrestler? I'm sorry. The safest sports entertainer because we can't use that W word.
Oh, right.
In WWE.
The Miz.
Why?
Because he hasn't been injured for so long. He hasn't injured anybody while wrestling. He hasn't hurt anybody. While other people have that reputation of injuring people, of being of making people injury prone and all that stuff. He's not like that. He's been working nonstop, right? And without any injuries for the past 10 years.
Since he came into the business, he's labeled the safest worker.
I mean, it's true though. I mean, he is. I mean, well, I think we talked about this earlier this year too. Miz has a lot of work to do, but I think now he's kind of getting there. Now he's kind of getting a lot of.
Yes, we did talk about this.
Yeah.
Which you could check out this podcast on YouTube, Facebook, SoundCloud,
all around the media site. Yeah.
PWO.
I mean, it's kind of interesting to see that. It's like
I really just felt like Josh Matthews just now.
that's the impact. Big Brother. Big Brother has cameras, right? Yeah.
But the thing is, I actually have a good lead into it. He doesn't.
That's right.
We have a camera.
But what do you think about this whole thing with Josh?
We have a camera backstage catching on to this fight, which, by the way, there's also cameras in the Big Brother house. Guess what, Josh? No one cares.
All right. What do you feel about this whole thing with Josh and with Bobby Lashley?
Oh, I love it.
Really? I mean, it's fresh. I see it's fresh. It's good. But I feel like they still need to do a lot more work. But with this whole thing with JB, I don't think they should include that at all. Like JB is basically the babyface,
but
the babyface color commentator.
Here's the thing, though, why they're doing this. They're knocking WWE with the JBL situation, with the bullying.
That's right. Josh you seen that whole mention?
Josh is supposed to be JBL. And
JB is
Morrow. Yeah. They're making fun of it.
Now. That's right. I mean, I think that's smart about that. This is controversy.
Oh, I think it's hilarious. They're making fun of it.
Yeah, it's crazy. They keep throwing shots at it. It's like, damn. It's like, I remember back in the day when VKM versus BKM. You remember that?
Yeah.
Road Dogg and Billy Gunn and all that tried to become BKM, Budokan Mafia versus BKM, Vince McMahon. And it was like this whole thing where they're throwing shots at them every other week. It's the same kind of deal, I think. It's just, they're kind of going back to that. I think that's what I think they need to do in order to become relevant. It's like, why not? But do you feel like, well, let's talk about something else, though. Alberto Del Rio won the GFW World title, GFW Global title. That's what they're calling it right now.
Who won it?
Patron. Alberto Del Patron.
Yes. He doesn't go by Del Rio no more.
Patron. Yes. Well, unless he goes to Lucha Underground, which I'm hearing about. Like a TNA talent exchange or some shit like that. I don't know, but we'll talk about that just in a few minutes. But basically won the title for Magnus. What do you feel about that?
I like it because they're actually.
I mean, I think
they're actually showing his real talent.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, what about the Impact title? Was that actually his, or did they strip it there eventually? That was his controversy.
I think he surrendered it because. He even said, I didn't win it how I wanted to.
Right.
So I think he just surrendered the title. I want to win it. I want to win it the right way.
He said, I want to win it legit. But it's like, I mean, when you see things like that, he's supposed to be, he's a heel right now in TNA or a face?
He's supposed to be a heel, but he's getting very good face pops.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's what I'm looking at. I was like, you know what? They can't really... if they're really trying to go towards one way, they can't make this heel say, you know what, let me fight honorably like a fucking good guy. No, it's like...
See, here's the thing, though. Wrestling fans, we cheer the heels and we boo the faces.
That's right. We've evolved now. That's what it is. Basically, wrestling... And you're right. I think it's the same thing now.
We knocked the fourth wall down.
That's right. Well, I mean, what about this? We're talking about heels and faces. Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. What do you feel about this whole deal with that? Of course, Payback, they had their whole match, which was, a fake blood spot, which I found out. It was basically, he threw the stairs at his sternum or something, and then the story was, he made him internally bleed or something and put Roman out of, action. And then, of course, you got on the other hand, Braun Strowman getting injured. What do you feel about this whole thing?
My personal opinion is the worst fucking person for blood is Roman Reigns.
Really?
he had the whole thing with Byron Saxton, the blood pill.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Which everyone clearly saw friggin' Saxton give him the pill at the announce table.
Yeah,
like really, right. Like what were you handing him, Byron? Really? Come on.
So I might as well just hand it to him and be like, "Yeah, what's up?" And that's it. Just hand it to his hand. It's like, really, come on.
Everyone fucking saw you reach into your pocket, grab the blood capsule, and hand it to Roman Reigns in clear view.
That's right. But you saw the reaction of the crowd. The crowd loved it. Like the crowd liked seeing Roman bleed and stuff. They liked that.
Thank you, Strowman.
Yeah, thank you, Strowman, all the time. And then next thing you know, when they were there was like always a big pop when he went towards the ambulance and everything like that. All the time they were going to the ambulance. And next thing, and then he comes out of nowhere and he doesn't want to finish the job. And then basically when Roman starts to fight back, it's like get the fuck out of here, fuck out of here. It's like goddamn. So I mean, do you feel like it's building any of them? Do you feel like one person is benefiting more than the other?
Yeah, Braun Strowman.
So you think Braun Strowman is on a hot streak right now, benefiting from this?
Oh yeah. If he didn't get injured, he would probably be going for the title.
Well, I think that's what they said. They're slated that they're making him win the title, right?
He was supposed to go for the title, but he got injured, so now it's going to be Finn Balor.
Hopefully, it's good. That's good. And then Finn Balor versus Brock.
Yeah,
that'd be dope. I mean, it's Well, here's one thing though. I think that Braun. I mean, here's one thing. They're making him still compete. That's what's crazy. They make this guy still compete even when he's injured. That could be like monster. Another. Yeah. But it's still like, he's a monster, but at the end of the day, he's a human being he's employed with a big wrestling company. He's employed with a company that's currently in a lawsuit about concussions and where they handle concussions and stuff. So now what happens is, let's say if they're in that position, they're like, oh, one of your stars, Braun Strowman, is still competing with the broken, the arm sling on his arm. And that's okay. And they look at them like, yeah, it's okay. Sorry, he's a monster. And then next thing but at the end of the day,
was he the monster among men?
Monster among men, yeah. And it's like, okay, fine, and by paper, if you look by the books, his ID still says he's Braun Strowman or whatever his fucking, real name is. They still say who the fuck it is. Like, at the end of the day, he's a man. And how are you gonna, you're gonna have this guy compete even with a sling in his arm and things like that, and just say, oh, you know what, he'll be fine. I think it's just gonna kind of bring him down. They might as well just go ahead and put Braun and Roman to the side. I think for a little bit, maybe for about a couple months, and then come bring him back. What have you heard so far? Like, what's the plan for now for Braun and Roman? Are they gonna end or are they gonna still keep going?
I think it's gonna be a little more rivalry, and then that's it.
You think just one more pay-per-view and that's it?
Probably.
Well, I heard that. What are they doing? Are they doing it sooner than later, or are they still doing it at Extreme Rules?
All depends on if they both come back off their injury.
Really? I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I think they should give him more time to heal and recover. You obviously want your best, Well, right now, Braun Strowman is like the best heel on Raw going right now.
But the funny part is, he's not even a heel.
That's the thing, yeah. He's not even a heel. It's just like a big man that, It's like when Khali back in the day. People used to chant USA, USA. He wasn't like a general heel. It was just, okay, this guy's a menace. He's from outside. Get him out of our country. Pretty much that's all it was. But now it's like, you see Braun Strowman, it's like, okay, he's a monster. He's not. He's a heel. Of course, he doesn't fight, play by the rules or whatever. But still, he's a dick. And it's like, okay, people don't hate him or nothing like that. It's like, they still love him. Like, but would you say that he has a following right now?
Who, Khali?
No, for Braun Strowman.
Oh yeah, he does.
He has a following right now, so you feel like he got a lot, like people following him saying, you know what, that's gonna be the new star right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be the guy.
Yeah. And then Roman, do you feel like this on Payback that was like a passing of the torch?
I don't think so, because we don't hate Braun.
Yeah. What about Roman though? Roman, I think people still hate Roman, right?
I think everyone's done with fucking Roman.
It's the same old shit. It's like, come on, man. like The Rock can come in there and make his little endorsement, but people are still gonna hate this guy. It's like, you know what? What are you gonna do with this guy? It's like, come on. Well, I mean, here's one thing though. The Shield, they're all one brand, right?
Yeah. Now they are.
Yeah, so it's kind of like
I had to think for a second. I'm like, wait, are they?
yeah, I'm like, wait. Yeah, it's like, oh wait. And now it's like it's kind of like this now. Do you feel like there's gonna be a Shield reunion anytime in the next few months?
I hope so.
How do you see it going?
Heels. I see them all being heels.
More time heel, really?
But even if they're heels, they're still going to get face pops.
That's right. And they're going to be like the big thing right now. But it's like, who are they going to feud with?
The one that everyone wants to see.
Yeah, I mean, if you see all the factions right now on Raw, the only faction there potentially is the Club.
That's the one everyone wants to see.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to see the Club versus the Shield. But it's like, how are you gonna really develop that? I mean, look at Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. They were the world tag champs, right?
Yeah.
They had this run. They're basically like the jobber tag team. And now it's like, you're trying to build them up to fight against this big faction.
Not even that. You brought them in from Japan.
Yeah. But still, I mean, it still doesn't change the fact. I mean, I think people look at Japan, but the thing is, what will they have to kind of build them up to the promo and say, you know what, these guys are legit. Of course, okay, they beat up people, whatever, and they keep saying, oh, they came from Japan. Oh, there's that. But what do they actually do in the WWE? They won the title, okay. But are they really a big menace to the industry or to the WWE? I don't see that right now. It's hard to say. You're talking about, of course, Finn Balor. Do you feel like Finn Balor is going to turn heel?
I would love that.
Oh, that would be dope. I know. I was thinking, I was like, damn, that's pretty dope. I mean, imagine the Club side, they turn heel right there. And then basically it's just, the Shield, all faces fighting against. Well, they're going to get face reaction. I think everybody knows that. It's just a matter of how they're going to put it up against each other. It's like, that's the hardest part. It's going to be interesting, though. Well, what about this? What's it called? What do you think about this whole thing on SmackDown? Right.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's like went silent for a minute.
Yeah, disconnected. That's why.
What was the question?
I was saying, what do you feel about this whole thing with gender?
I think we said this in a previous podcast. I think we might have.
Yeah.
This is the perfect way to get heat on him, and it's also a way to attract viewers for the WWE Network in India.
Right. I mean, do you feel like it's well, how do you feel right now about his whole thing right now, the whole build with him on on SmackDown beating up Randy and this that
I think it's hilarious. I think it's great.
Yeah. But do you feel like the fans are turning on Randy Orton though?
Yeah. Little by little, it seems like they're like drifting away from him.
Where back then he was like a favorite. He was like, oh, he was prime, and I was like, you know what, fuck him, right?
Yeah, that's basically what it seemed like.
Yeah, because it kind of seems like okay. The next pay-per-view, of course. What's the next pay-per-view?
Backlash.
Backlash, right? So Backlash is gonna be in Chicago, I think, right?
Which is the SmackDown pay-per-view.
Yep. It's gonna be interesting.
Which actually has a really good card. The Backlash pay-per-view has a really good card. It's the Usos versus Breezango for the tag team titles. You have Orton versus Jinder.
Yeah.
Who else? Hold on.
Oh, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh yeah, Nakamura's making his main card debut.
Well, I'm hearing that he's coming on SmackDown though.
Yeah, he's a SmackDown guy.
No, he's making a debut on SmackDown.
Oh really? I didn't hear that.
That's from what I heard. That's like because I guess people are saying it's like okay, you're gonna actually.
I think you have the match of the night. You have Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles for the U.S. title.
Oh, right. That's gonna be interesting.
That's gonna be match of the night. To be honest, that should be the main event.
It has to be, definitely. I mean, it's kind of like this now.
It's not going to be the main event, but that should be just like AJ versus Owens, not AJ, Jericho versus Owens.
Yep,
should have been the main event at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Although, they didn't lie when they said, they didn't lie when they said SmackDown is the land of opportunity. It really is. It's like, because now if you think about this, Money in the Bank, it's going to be the champion versus Rusev.
Not even that. The perfect example. On Raw, if Jinder Mahal was on Raw, would he have gotten this title shot?
Hell no.
Now that he's on SmackDown, Shane and Daniel Bryan actually see talent, not just names.
But I think it's also the fact that they got all these faces and everything. They got these big stars. How are they gonna have a menace or somebody to fight them against? You need that other side, you know.
Okay,
it's like
here's another one.
You can't just have the good guy because it's like how many AJ Styles versus Luke Harper matches can you have? How many AJ Styles versus
Orton?
Or AJ Styles versus Corbin back and forth. It's like.
What about this one?
How many times are you going to see that? You want to see something, like an actual.
What? Here's another one.
Yeah.
If Breezango was on Raw, would they be going for the title, the tag team titles?
Nope.
Exactly. Shane and Daniel, from what I heard, I don't know if it's true. It might be because I can see this happening. Yeah. They requested Shane and Daniel requested Breezango on SmackDown. So
because they want, because they see the potential in them.
They see true talent. They don't see names.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Vince, when he saw in NXT, what you call it, Tyler Breeze, he saw, you know what, that gimmick's not gonna work, so let's just shelve him. But now it's like, Shane's looking at him saying, you know what, let's make this thing work.
He was selling tickets in NXT as Prince Pretty, the guru of greatness, whatever the fuck you want to call him.
Yeah.
He was selling tickets.
Yep.
He had multiple heavyweight championship opportunities in NXT.
Yep.
Shane believes he could be a tag team champ.
That's right. I think that's just a start. I think we can do a lot.
My personal opinion, I think I like the Usos as heels. I think Breezango's going to win.
Breezango?
I'm saying it right now. I think Breezango's going to walk out of Backlash with the tag team titles.
So you feel like they're going to walk out and that's, clean cut right there?
Yeah. I think they're going to win cleanly.
I mean, it begs the question also. The fact that, if the Usos are going to lose, might as well be the Breezango because you got to think about it. What other tag teams on SmackDown are there? There's American Alpha, which, of course, they're kind of out there in the mix right now.
Yeah, they're dying down right now, Alpha, which, to be honest, I think
that's your boys.
They should have went to Raw and side with Mr. America himself, Kurt Angle.
Yeah, that's
they
right.
Do the World Greatest Tag Team 2.0.
I mean, what other tag teams are there? There's pretty much what else? I think that's pretty much all they got, right? They got
There's the Ascension, the Colognes, not the Shining Stars.
Yeah,
they're not the Shining Stars anymore. They're the Colognes.
The Clones, yeah, it's like really like how many times can you first the Matadors, then the Clones. I think the best thing they can do, bring back Carlito, just to be their valet or their manager. That's it. Best thing ever. Done. If you're gonna make them champions, best way to do that.
Carlito even
who doesn't want Carlito come back?
Carlito even said, I'll come back if you put me with my cousins or nephews, whoever the hell they are to him.
That's right, yeah. And that'd be dope though, because
how many who I'm waiting, since we're talking about returns, there's one person I'm waiting to come back.
Who's that?
He just got cleared for injury.
Really?
Shelton Benjamin.
Really? Yeah. I mean, but there's a kind of mixed thing. They're saying that he's not coming back. There's that.
No, he said he is. He's just waiting for, he's been cleared already. But WWE doctors have to clear him.
Oh, really?
But you know how they fucking are.
They want to do all these kind of tests, and it's like, damn, really? Like all this other shit. What about Mojo Rawley? Like people, let's talk about the two stars. Mojo Rawley.
Fucking stand him.
I mean, what about Ty Dillinger? Like Ty Dillinger? Who else?
I love the Perfect 10.
Perfect 10. Well, what about? Of course, you have the what you call it, the what you call it, what's not Simon Gotch in English. How do you feel with that? I mean, it's kind of like it's missing though, right? Don't you think?
I think
Because it's like Simon Gotch was that piece of the puzzle. Now it's gone. Now it's like, okay, you're gonna have him be this kind of single star. It's like, what else is next?
Is he the one who's married to Vicky and Eddie's daughter?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you're really gonna do a Legends son-in-law like that?
Yeah, isn't it? No, I think it's Simon Gotch that is.
I think it's Aiden.
Aiden, yeah. Might be Aiden, yeah.
But you're really gonna do that to a Legends son-in-law?
Yeah,
that's right. A slap in the face to Eddie.
It's like really like you're just gonna have this guy be like a I mean I think that's the thing is, it's like okay, you're on WWE, that's okay, but look at all these other stars that left. Look at Jack Swagger. Look at all these other stars
who actually is going by a new name. Well, he's not going by a new name, but he's going by a name now in the Indies. Mm-hmm. It's formerly known as Jack Swagger.
Right.
And then you have the guy who gave the idea to everyone, Ryback.
Right.
I gave him that idea to do that gimmick. No, you didn't, Ryback. Shut the fuck up. Go take more steroids. Go take more steroids.
Ryback needs a steroid sandwich to his fucking brain. Like it's like, you know what? Just cut off circulation to his fucking head. That's why he's tweeting all this dumb shit.
Did you know Ryback gave Kurt Angle the idea to come back?
Really?
Supposedly.
Oh my god! Did you know that Ryback, gave TNA the idea to give Jeff Jarrett the reins for the company?
He did?
Yeah, that's from what I heard.
I also heard Ryback gave Jeff Jarrett the money to buy GFW.
Right. Yeah, that's right. I heard that Ryback told the Hardys to come back to WWE WrestleMania. You know that?
Did you know Ryback gave Matt Hardy the idea to be broken?
I thought it was JB. I guess that's wrong.
No, Ryback. Everyone should know. Trust Ryback.
Trust Ryback, indeed. Yep, that's right. Why
Ryback
not? It's like
the guy. He's a genius.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's a creative genius behind all that. He should be a manager instead now. It's like, really?
He should actually go to WWE and say, I want Kevin Dunn fired. I'm better than him.
That'd be the best idea ever. He'd be doing the industry a service by doing that.
Yeah, but then we'll end up getting Ryback more.
That's right. I mean, well, let's talk about, of course, what else are we gonna talk about?
You know where you can read about Kevin Dunn, like people making fun of Kevin Dunn? Mainly the guys of the Rsn Podcast.
Of course, we're always all time ripping on Kevin Dunn.
You could hear previous podcasts and us making fun of Kevin Dunn and Ryback on ProWrestlingOpinion.com.
That's right. You can also check out
three simple letters.
Yep.
3 simple letters. RSN on PWO.
That's right. That's dope right there. I like that.
I botched that, but I recovered very well.
No, that's good. I like that. RSN on PWO. That sounds like a good tagline to do. That's good.
You heard that botch though coming. 3 simple letters. I meant to say PWO, but being the fact we're RSN and we're affiliated with PWO, it goes in perfect. So good recovery off a botch.
Hand in hand. Yep. That's right.
You will never see Eva Marie do that, who is now officially released by WWE also.
Thank God. We need to throw a party for her. It's like, fuck out of here. Get the hell out of here. Well, of course, I think the reason why is because she's in movies and everything.
She may be stupid, but she found a loophole in her contract.
Really? What's the loophole?
They couldn't release her until the season finale of Total Divas.
Really? That's a Kevin Dunn move right there. Because Kevin Dunn is the big producer behind that. He's the brains behind that show.
But she is retarded, but she was smart when it came to that contract. She found that loophole. So,
right.
Eva Marie, you gained 1 respect point from me.
That's right. That's right. Well, let's talk about Eva Marie then for one second. They brought her in when 2014.
13 or 14, I don't remember.
13 or 14, right? And she was supposed to be the big star. She was supposed to be like the next Rock, right? Of women, like everybody, right?
I was gonna say, who said that? Kevin Dunn.
Of course, I'm getting this straight from him. But it's like, they're supposed to make her the big star.
Ryback.
And, she was like, "Oh, I'm ready to be wrestler.
Ryback,
I'm ready to be wrestler."
Ryback can clearly say he never gave that idea.
Yep, that's right. And it's like the same thing. It's like, okay, fine. This guy's, she's gonna be the next star, whatever, right? And then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a wrestler. I'm gonna be a wrestler." And then next thing you know, I can't.
Bitch, you can't fucking wrestle your way out of a paper bag.
Exactly. It's like, are you fucking serious? Come on, man. You really can't. You really can't perform. It was like time after time. They sent her to the main roster, didn't work. Send her to NXT, that shit didn't work either. They sent her everywhere. Worked for a little bit. It's like, oh, okay, maybe there's a glimmer of something.
Do you know what the best moment of her career was for a fan?
Which was?
Getting kicked in the fucking mouth by Asuka.
That's right. That was the
best moment of her career.
That was the most gratifying moment ever. As a wrestling fan, you see it. You're like, you know what? That's someone that, the WWE says, you know what? That's somebody that should be in the business. And the next thing you know, you get kicked in the face.
Kicked in the fucking mouth.
It's like, thank God. Thank you. Knock her ass right back to Hollywood because that's where she fucking belongs. It's like, shit, I mean,
this is hard for me to say. You're going to make fun of me for this.
Mm-hmm. Really?
But the movie she was in that was produced by WWE Studios was actually pretty good. Do you know why?
What's the movie? Why?
Because she died.
Really? What's the movie name? I gotta check this out.
I don't remember. I saw the trailer, but she died in the trailer. So I'm like, I might actually watch this movie.
Damn. God damn. I mean, it's kind of like this. Let's talk about other stars that were in movies.
The Miz.
Batista in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Great movie.
Yeah, great movie. He's like one of those big stars right now, of course, and he has the biggest buzz right now. Why? Because, I mean, he even said, I think Vince. I read it online. Vince McMahon said, happy birthday, happy birthday, Batista, whatever. Thank you for all your
happy 15 years anniversary in the company or something.
Yeah, something like that. And then I guess he just said he's like thank you, but he's like I still got fucking more in me. And then he's just looking at him like, what the fuck, like that ass. It's saying that in front of a whole company. It's like, really? Come on. It's like shit. But that was hilarious. I was like, damn, man. And Vince just looked at him like, yeah, thank you.
And then we could also go The Miz. Another great actor.
Well, here's one thing. I think the movie sucked, but he's a great actor. I gotta say that. He's actually getting better and better as an actor.
Marine 5 was good.
Marine 5, yeah.
Marine 5 was good.
It was, yeah. I mean, it's just, to have, well, let's talk about WWE Studios. Right now, they came out with something called Slay. I don't know if you've seen that.
Who was in it?
I'm not sure who was in it. I didn't see it yet, but I've seen it only the trailers and stuff. It's supposed to be like a playoff of Get Out. I don't know if you've seen the movie Get Out.
I didn't see it, but I did read about it and all that.
Yeah, so of course, that was like a playoff of that. And I guess,
how do you spell
WWE
it?
Studios as a whole, SLE, like slate, like a slate, like a, like a Christmas slate, like that, SLEIGHT.
I just typed in WWE Studios.
Mm-hmm.
It should be on their Wikipedia page.
Yeah, it just came out. It's
from the
director. Yeah. And it's like,
okay.
It's just, I don't know what's about. It's like, I guess it's a superhero film. And it's like, I don't know if any WWE people are inside of it. But,
No,
it was just,
but I recognize 2 people.
Really?
Yeah. Jacob Lattimore, he was a singer. And Dule Hill, who was in the show Psych. He was in the movie She's All That. He was in a good amount of films.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was in a good amount of movies. He's a good actor. He was in Mad TV.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the show Punk'd.
Right.
Yeah. He was actually a guest host on Raw when they did the special guest.
Yeah, I guess anybody that's affiliated with NBC Universal,
NBC, USA, or your friends are wrestlers.
Yeah, they definitely have some kind of role with WWE Studios. It's just like, you know what? I mean, I think at one point Halle Berry was, I think, in a WWE Studios film, and that, we never hear about her anymore. Because I guess,
Speaking about Halle Berry,
Yep.
As everyone knows, Ric Flair is known as Space Mountain.
Right.
Apparently, Halle Berry rode Space Mountain.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Ric Flair claimed he has had intercourse with Halle Berry. Has yet to be denied also by Halle Berry.
Oh my God, that's a shitstorm right there. Now WWE probably looks at it and says, "Whoa, hold back, hold back, Rick. You gotta hold back." He's like, "Fuck out of here! I'm not doing that."
I'm the limousine riding, jet flying, wheeling dealing, kiss stealing, Rolex wearing.
Mm-hmm.
He was the original certified G before Enzo.
That's right. And it's like, come on, man. It really is like, I think WWE Studios is just a bluff. They could really take all that money. And if you look at the budget of WWE Studios right now, you go look it up right now, you're gonna see the budget for WWE Studios, the amount of money they spend on that. It doesn't look like a lot, but with that same money, they could do a whole bunch of stuff they could right now with WWE if they had the chance.
Wow, they've been around for 15 years, WWE Studios.
Yeah, they've been making movies for 15 years. And it's like, you know what? Guess who the big brainchild behind that was?
Their first movie? Their first 3 movies. I'm going to give you the names. You tell me what they all have in common.
Right.
The Scorpion King, Rundown, and Walking Tall.
Okay.
What do they have in common?
The Rock, right?
Yep.
Of course, because he's like the big star. I know. It's from what I heard, they said that I think The Rock has some stake in WWE Studios.
Yeah.
Like he's like I think a producer or some kind of thing. And then I think if you see a whole bunch of other names, guess who's in that a whole bunch of other names?
I'm looking at the names. It's The Rock, John Cena.
I'll tell you, Vince McMahon's in there too, definitely. And guess who else is in there too? His little boyfriend, Kevin Dunn.
Fuck him. Fuck Kevin Dunn. Fuck Vince McMahon.
I mean, it's kind of like this. If you look at WWE Studios film, most of them have gone straight to DVD.
I'm looking at them. Yeah.
It's just like, come on, man. Really, like, you really expect, to be putting on the best product and writing, scripts and all that shit and storylines, and your movies go straight to DVD. What does that say about you? It's like, damn, if you're trying to get the best, the best writers or the best people.
So, question for you. What was the name of that movie that it was a WWE movie and it was based on backstage? Like it was all the backstage shit. It took place at WWE events. Do you remember the name of it?
Movies that came. It's like is it about Greco-Roman wrestler?
I don't remember. I remember going to one of the shows and they were basically promoting the movie. Like the movie took place backstage.
Really? The only one that I think comes to mind is the wrestler, but that was independent. That was in WWE.
No, it was a WWE movie.
Not sure. Who was in it?
I think it was Dolph Ziggler.
Trying to ring a bell. I'm not sure what the name is. I forgot. They had one match was on it too, right? There was a match that was in the movie, I think, right?
Yeah.
I forgot the movie's name.
Was it Countdown? I think.
Yeah, I think it was like a spoof, right? It was like it was probably about like a plot for a bomb or something and all that stuff. And I guess they're like, we gotta destroy a bomb before the event goes off and all shit, or some shit like that. I don't know. I think Rusev was in it too.
I think so.
Right? There's a whole bunch of people that made cameos.
Yeah, Jimmy J, Roman, Santino, Dean Ambrose, Curtis Axel, Mark Henry, Big Show, Daniel Bryan, Heath Slater, Randy Orton, Charles Robinson, Big E, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Connor, Victor, Sin Cara,
Yeah.
Kalisto, Brock Lesnar, and Paul Heyman. That's the one.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it's because they have
And guess what?
what do
It
you
went
call it?
straight to DVD.
Yeah. It's like really, and I know they had like MacGruber. That was like their only big hit. Have you remember MacGruber?
Oh my god.
That was horrible. That was a fucking. It's the guy from Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the same guy, and he played MacGruber. I think it was some shit. It was such a corny ass movie. It was like, oh
I
my
think
god,
me, you, and Nick could make a better movie.
oh my god. Just give us a fucking budget and we'll make it work. It's like you really. I mean, think about this. David, like in the movie world, when they're looking for a director, they try to see what their
Okay.
old work.
I'm looking at the cast of MacGruber. It's a good
Uh-huh.
cast. Will Forte,
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig, Ryan Philippe, Val Kilmer, Maya Rudolph,
Yeah.
Maury Stoudemire was in it.
Mhm.
Michelle Watterson, who's a UFC fighter.
Right.
Great cast.
Right.
Now,
Mhm.
out of 10, it got
Mhm.
5.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 47 out of 100.
That's horrible. That is horrible. I mean, it's just like you're really gonna make a director like and like I said, in the movie world, they look at based on what movies that you made before, and they make a judgment on that. Like M Night Shyamalan, one of the biggest directors right now, who's made like Split and Unbreakable and all these other great hit movies. He has a reputation. Why? Because he's able to tell a story in the right way and most sophisticated manner. But then when you see people like you see people like Jordan Peele, who's a comedian, or Get Out, like he made the movie Get Out, which by the way grossed grossed like a record amount. They didn't expect him to be director. They thought he was just a comedian. He's gonna make a spoof movie. He's not gonna be worth anything,
Because
mind you.
if you hear the name Jordan Peele, the first thing that comes to your mind is the
Yeah,
show Key and Peele.
Jordan Peele, right. And it's kind of like comedy. Oh, direct a
And
comedy
then
comedian making a serious movie.
he had that
Like, damn,
movie
that's not gonna work.
Piano about a fucking cat.
Yeah, it's like really like you have all these other movies, and it's like damn, really. But then when it comes to WWE, they don't hire people. They try to hire the most the people that would come out with the most shittiest movies and say what, that's a movie right there. And then meanwhile it goes to DVD and they're like, oh, you know what, that's not our fault. Okay, so whose fault was it?
I could give you
Oh, it was.
I could give you 2 guesses why the movie's bomb.
Why's that?
It's 2 guys, VKM and KD.
Uh-huh.
Do you know them?
Haven't done right. The couple.
Mm-hmm. Who are probably in their office right now,
Mm-hmm.
jerking off to a picture of Roman Reigns.
And the Undertaker, yeah. So it's like, really, come on.
Oh,
It's like
when Roman got hurt, I guarantee you they were crying.
they definitely did. I remember when they saw blood, they started crying, even though it was like it was all a blood capsule and everything. They're probably
Oh
crying.
no! Oh no! Our baby's hurt!
That's
Our
money.
baby's
That's money right
hurt!
there. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's money right there. Shit.
Our,
Like, well,
our
so it's
baby
like,
is hurt! Our baby is hurt! So what?
oh my god. Oh my god. Roman. Oh Roman, please. It's like, come on, man.
Roman, how long are you gonna be out
It's,
for? How long are you gonna be out for?
oh, your brother just died. Don't worry. Fuck it. We'll just go. It's like, come on, man. Really. By the way, yeah, I think Rosie passed, right? I think
Yeah.
4 weeks. You said before. It was like, come on, man. Really. But of course, nonetheless, that's what's going on right now in WWE, unfortunately. But yeah, so this is the Rsn Wrestling Podcast. This is Sal, the mastermind.
There's the big guy
The other line,
Rich.
Big Guy Rich. Also, don't forget, think about our guy, the knight that runs the site, the greatest site on God's green earth.
Who does not charge?
Yes.
Who does not charge $9.99
And puts all his work into it,
for
puts his
free?
back into it.
For free.
Yes. By the way, we're not putting any ads on this. Again, like I said, WWE, we're saying your name so many times, but we haven't been paid a dime for anything. Why? Because we're passionate WWE fans. We like WWE.
We
We
do
like
this for the
wrestling.
passion.
That's right. But yeah, of course, yeah, that's you can always check out, of course, PWO, like Rich said. Go on there, you get to see, all of our previous podcasts where we rip on all those other people, Kevin Dunn, we have our whole Hall of Shame and everything like that, all this other stuff.
Do you want to induct someone?
Well, I don't think we have anybody today, do we?
It's been a while. I don't know. Do you have anyone?
Well, how about this? Let's do this. So next podcast, we'll unveil a new member for a new inductee to the Hall of Shame. What do you say?
I'm cool with that.
Right?
We just have to do research to see who we're gonna put.
That's right. We got time, so we can probably find our name.
We have less than 2 weeks.
We'll find out. Yeah, but if anything, like I said, we'll be here on our YouTube page and everything like that. You can check out that. Be sure to check out at Rsn Podcast. Rich runs that. Gets the whole rumor mill stuff way before the shit hits the fan. Way before Dave Meltzer.
I'm actually
way before.
I'm actually going to take a trip today.
Really?
Yeah, I might go take a trip over to Stamford, Connecticut.
You're gonna go through your tunnel from Connecticut to Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, I might take a trip. I don't know yet. Got to see.
Yeah. Right. We'll have to see about that. But I mean, nonetheless, we'll still find more stuff for the next podcast. Definitely. Stick around. But until then, see you guys out.
See you guys.